Got about 2.5 minutes.
No, you're good. Speaking of which, we got a special weather statement. Got a special weather statement for gusty winds behind the storm.
Yeah, there been a big storm come through here earlier.
Yeah, it started downpouring on me when I was on my way home from work.
Hopefully this works. This is my first time doing something like this. So.
Hey, we'll see what happens. Hey, if it works, it's awesome. And actually on YouTube as well. Split screen mine out. I'm gonna see if I can pull up
Got about a minute. 45 seconds.
Is the YouTube channel, is it under EWV or is it in Extreme Weather Videos?
Extreme Weather Videos. I posted the link to it on our Facebook page, so you can go back and watch it on there.
There we go. Let's do this.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to tonight's live broadcast. I am Joseph Pisani here, host of Extreme Weather Videos. Tonight, we're actually going to be interviewing, getting to talk with one of our storm chasers, Nick Carter. He's actually my chase partner and has gone on multiple storm chases with me. And he was actually able to make it all the way up to Indiana. So let me bring in Nick Carter and let's get to talk to him and hear about his experience. Nick, welcome to the live stream. How you doing tonight, man?
What's up, buddy, man? Just at home, just hanging out, man. Just got off work, and after a long drive yesterday, man, that was brutal coming back.
Yeah. So where did you end up setting up at up there? I know you were in Indiana.
So I was at my dad's. I went up to visit my family up there. My dad lives in New Palestine, Indiana.
Okay.
It's probably about 15 minutes or so outside of Greenfield.
Cool, man. So, I mean, this was your first time getting to do a solar eclipse?
It's my second solar eclipse, but first time for totality.
Nice, man. So, I mean, what was that like for you? I mean, I remember the one in 2017. I experienced totality up in Dayton, but for you, I mean, your first time ever getting to really witness and experience something like this firsthand. Tell us what was it like, because there were a lot of us that, for this eclipse, myself included, that we didn't actually get into the path of totality. So I guess what were some of the biggest things that you remember and, you know, reasons that you would recommend if folks get the chance to go into the path of totality to get out there and do it?
I mean, I will say it was definitely one of those, like, if you have the chance to do it, it's a once in a lifetime kind of situation, or not situation, but experience. Uh, it's crazy, man. Like, you hear, all the astronomers and scientists and meteorologists talk about, there's the difference between 85% and 90%, and, but they aren't kidding when they say that there is a difference between being in 99% and then being in full totality, because I remember it starts, just like, again, I saw the one in 2017. I wasn't up there where you were at, but I was down here. And, even the one like in 17, it's that, just the crazy hues and what the shadows do and everything and the colors of the sky. But seeing it in totality was absolutely insane, because you watch it as it starts, you see first contact and everything like that, and then it goes, as it gradually takes over, and then you see it start getting darker and darker. I will say, like, one of the trippiest, craziest things for me was, like, you see a sunset, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you see the sun setting on the horizon. Okay, you see the colors, the purples, pinks, the oranges, and all that on one side, and then you look back behind you. The sun's already set behind you, so it's dark. Dude, it was like 360-degree sunset, right?
Yeah, it is really, really fascinating. It's the craziest thing.
It is, like, literally everywhere you look, it's like the sun is setting all around you, and it's all one thing going on. And then it's like, and you watch it, and it just keeps going and going and going, and it gets smaller and smaller and smaller, and then it's just like, bam, and it hits, and then it just goes dark, right? And the craziest thing for me was, like, just seeing the white around the sun behind the moon, and then, and just, everybody sees darkness every night. You walk outside, it's pitch black outside,
right.
Depending on where you're at. But it's like that, it's an ominous, like, intriguing dark, like the grays and the blue hues in the sky and everything. It's absolutely, it's something to be seen. Like, and then you take glasses off and you're looking at it, and it's just like, it literally looks, the only thing I can compare it to is, like, you look at it, it's like there's like a black hole in the sky.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then seeing, like, the solar flares coming off of the sun, like the reds and all that stuff, it was awesome.
How long was totality where you were at?
About 4 minutes, I think.
That's pretty good.
I say 4 minutes. It was, they listed it at where I was at 3 minutes 59 seconds, but
yeah, so basically 4 minutes. Yeah.
But yeah, it was so cool. Because it's just like, everything goes quiet, and, like, you hear the bugs, you hear the birds and stuff like that, but it's just like all of a sudden that happens, and it just goes quiet, right? And then the temperature drops also. It was crazy. It was.
How big of a temperature drop do you think you got up there? I mean, even here where I was at, I mean, we probably got a temperature drop of maybe 5, 6, 7 degrees. And we were only in about 82% coverage.
It was 72 up there on Monday when it was going on. If I had to guess, I mean, I didn't have a way to measure the temperature, but if I had to get my best guess, I'd say it probably dropped maybe between 8 to 10, maybe 12 degrees at most.
Yeah, wow, that's amazing. So I wasn't, because, like, I guess where we were at, like, it didn't go, obviously, when you're not in totality, it doesn't go to that complete pitch black. It's kind of like you say, like a sunset, but not even quite that. Like, the temperature here felt like as if you were getting into a sunset, but the visual was still mostly just like almost like an overcast sky type of thing.
Yeah.
But there was definitely a noticeable temperature difference from when first touch happened to when we hit our maximum. Even before our maximum, even probably once we got to, I'd say maybe the 60% range is where you started to feel the temperature difference gradually cool off as more and more of the sun was covered. So I wasn't sure if, for you, where you were at, if it was even a bigger, sharper temperature difference once totality occurred versus just prior to totality at all. Was there any sort of like wind shift or anything like that? Because some folks, talk about, there can be a wind shift with the temperature drop and everything.
I really wouldn't say that there was a wind shift because where I was at, so in New Palestine, where my dad was, I was at my dad's house. It was just for most of the day in general. It was pretty calm. Like there wasn't much of there was a little bit of a breeze, but nothing like anything standard like wind blowing by. It was pretty calm because where my dad lives out there, it's kind of it's out there in the middle of the country, right?
Yeah.
So the county roads and everything that run out there, the road that my dad lives on. One point I hit, just to go back to his house, I think it was on Monday when I was heading back. One point that we hit was 7 miles long.
Wow.
In one direction, just going back to his house. So, and it's just a bunch of cornfields, bean fields, and all sorts of stuff like that out there. It's just like open terrain out there. And, but yeah, there really wasn't too much wind or anything like that. I think for me, the biggest thing was the temperature drop and then the weird wavy bending of the shadows and stuff like that, and then just how just crazy everything that it just drastically changes everything for those few minutes. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Does it make you want to do it again?
Oh, absolutely, 100%.
I think I saw who was it? I think it was Melissa Moon. Had posted about, going and getting a group and going over to like Iceland or Spain in, I think it's 2026, 2025 or 2026. There's a solar eclipse that's supposed to be going over there. It's like, man, we should all fly over to, Spain and Iceland to get to do the solar eclipse again. Here in Georgia, we're supposed to have our next total solar eclipse, I believe, in 2045. But that's really across like Orlando and like the southern part of Georgia over into Alabama and Mississippi, so, hopefully we'll be able to cover that one as well, but maybe there'll be a place where we can travel somewhere else in the United States. I'll have to kind of look and see what the time schedule is looking like there, but just a phenomenal experience all around, I'm sure.
Oh, it is, man. I gotta tell people, it's like, you hear about the lunar eclipses all the time, and, how many lunar eclipses that we've seen in our life? They're cool. Yeah. They're great. They're awesome to watch and seeing the moon change colors and stuff like that. But nothing beats this because they're so few and far between, especially here for us in the U.S.
Mm-hmm.
They're just so few and far between, and it's one of those things. It's an astronomically amazing experience. I would 100% do it again without a question, without a shadow of a doubt, because just to see that and experience like what it does and just how it looks. Like people talk about like planets out there, in the solar system and stuff like that, and exploring other planets and seeing stuff like that. But when it makes you wonder, and it opens up your imagination more of the science behind it and understanding, astronomy and how the universe works and stuff like that. It definitely gives you a newfound, at least in my opinion, a newfound respect for it, and to actually look into it more and get more of an understanding. It's super, super cool.
When it was dark and everything like that, were you able to like see stars and stuff like that?
There was a little bit of cloud coverage where we were at. But it wasn't anything like thick. It was some light cirrus clouds going across the sky. I really, honestly, wasn't paying attention, looking for stars and stuff like that. I was more focused on the moon and everything like that. But it's crazy, I will say, because it's like like my dad's got some of those solar photo cell lights in his front yard.
Yeah.
And then about probably 3/4 of a mile away or so, to a mile away, there's like a factory or a plant across some of those cornfields from where my dad's house was, and you see their lights kick on and everything like that.
Yeah, that's true, because it thinks it's nighttime.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And what was crazy is I was sitting there, and I was standing there, and my fiance was next to me. And we're out there, we're looking at it as it's coming out of totality and stuff like that. And to see the way like the sun's rays and the light are hitting as it's coming back, my dad said it best, and I didn't think about it till after he said it, and I looked around where we were standing at in the driveway. He said it literally looked like somebody was standing like on the roof of his house shining an LED flashlight down on us.
Man. Yeah, that's kind of crazy.
Yeah, because it was weird, because it's just not, okay, it's coming out and everything, but it was patchy, right? Like, I don't know if anybody else experienced that or not, but it was kind of patchy, like spots of light and stuff coming back through again. And it
was that because of the cloud cover that you guys had there? That it seemed like, do you think that was because of the cloud cover that you had at your location that it seemed patchy like that?
That once I thought about it, I think so, but I could be wrong. But I want to say that probably some of the cloud cover had something to do with it. But I don't. But again, like I said, that could be the case. It could be wrong. I could be wrong. But I would say at least I thought that played a part in it.
Yeah. That is really amazing. Well, definitely a memorable experience for sure. And folks, if you haven't seen the video, be sure to head over to our Facebook page, facebook.com/Extreme Weather Videos. Scroll down, you'll see Nick's live feed that he did and some of his pictures as well. So thank you, Nick, for being our eyes and ears up there in Indianapolis, Indiana, and for joining us tonight to get to share your experience, because a lot of people, they don't get to experience. So getting to hear firsthand, what it's like, it really does make you want to, do whatever you can to kind of take those opportunities, because, as we see, sometimes, it may be 7 years apart, or it may be 19 or 20 years apart. So for a lot of people, this was their absolute first chance to get to witness something like that. And life is short, so I'm really glad that you were able to kind of get up there and get to see it and everything like that. So
100%. If you have the opportunity and the chance to do something like that, just you get the urge or the itch and there's something like that around you, man, I tell anybody, jump on it. Like, go do it. Like, if you get the chance to see it, travel for it. It's absolutely incredible.
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously a lot different than even like things that we've done with like chasing like tornadoes and hurricanes and floods and all those types of things. Like, you have those all the time, but something like a total solar eclipse, it only comes around, once in a blue moon. Yeah, exactly. So I'm really glad that you were able to take that opportunity to get up there and see it, and that the weather cooperated for you guys. Where you were at. Glad you weren't down in South Texas or Western New York with all that cloud cover that they had over there, but that you were actually able to really get a good vantage point. And how was I'm kind of curious, what was the traffic? Did you have any like issues with traffic, coming back at all after the eclipse, or getting there?
No, getting up there, we had no issues at all. Like, it was smooth sailing the entire way. We actually made better time than what the GPS had going up there.
Nice.
And because we went up on Friday, and coming home, we hit some traffic on Tuesday. But we had some rain and stuff like that coming home. I wouldn't say it was eclipse traffic. just standard, accidents in the rain cars, hydroplaning on the interstate and stuff like that. But yeah, that was as far as the traffic that we had really hit. We drove around, like I said, on Monday when me and my fiance went out and ran a couple of errands and got lunch and stuff. Like, you could see driving through like the downtown, main area of Greenfield, people were setting up telescopes and people just getting together, having little eclipse parties. People had signs up and everything. It was really funny. I forget who the band is that they sing that song, "Total Eclipse of the Heart." But Greenfield was actually doing it. They took a twist on that song and they called it "Total Eclipse of the Park."
That's great. That's great. Awesome, man.
So they had a lot of cool stuff going on up there. The little downtown area of Greenfield had a bunch of stuff going on, but I wasn't trying to get mixed up in all that traffic and stuff like that. But they did, as soon as you crossed into Indiana. After we crossed over from Louisville into Indiana, they had all the digital boards on the interstates and all that stuff. They had signs up that it said, I'm trying to remember exactly how it said it. It said, prepare or make plans for the eclipse, fuel up, arrive early, stay put, leave late.
Yeah, there you go. That's good. That's good advice right there by the DOT.
Every one of those digital readout boards that you drive over into the interstates, they have over the road, every single one of those signs were anything, and they were making a massive deal out of it.
Yeah, I saw, and I posted it on Facebook, I saw a sign that said something like, eclipse viewing is not a reason to stop moving, or something like that. So it's like, and a lot of people were like, don't stop under a bridge. Like, don't stop on the road to watch the eclipse. Keep moving, So
yeah,
it was definitely quite an experience. So thank you so much, Nick, for coming on here tonight and just getting to talk with us for a little bit about it. Really, really glad that you were able to get up there. And looking forward to the rest of spring. We got a lot of severe weather to go. And, hurricane season will be here before we know it in June. So hopefully we'll get to get out to the coast this spring. So, folks, if you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, be sure to do that so you can get notified when we go live. We'll be doing live coverage of all sorts of weather events in the coming year. Everything from the eclipse to tornado outbreaks, hurricanes, floods, everything. So we're really looking forward to it. So thank you again, Nick, for joining us. We'll catch you again soon, all right?
All right, man. I appreciate you having me on tonight, man.
All right, have a good one, man.
All right, buddy.
So that was Nick Carter, our storm chaser here. He's actually lives here in the Atlanta area, so definitely great to get to have him on tonight. So be sure to check out those photos. They are on our Facebook page. Thanks for watching, everyone. Have a wonderful evening. Stay safe out there. Check out our new video that we'll be releasing, and we'll catch you guys on the next live stream. Have a great one.